Bank of America Merrill Lynch. This is the global side of one of the world's largest financial institutions, operating in more than 40 countries, helping customers with everything from trading to investment advice to entering capital markets. Step inside the Asia-Pacific headquarters, though, to see a more individual side of the global business.
Do you want to set the stage for what we're hoping to try and achieve today?
It's not hard to spot executive Jennifer Taylor. With her blonde hair and her Irish accent, she stands out in a sea of suits. And in this global teleconference concerning the changing regulatory environment, she is the one in charge. She runs the backbone of the business in Asia-Pacific, everything from the technology that supports the traders to the policies that ensure compliance with international regulations.
How would you describe your job to a general audience?
Well, my role is called Chief Operating Officer of Bank of America at Merrill Lynch, and what that essentially means is I help manage the day-to-day running of the business across all 12 countries in Asia.
This multitasking, multi-passioned executive is Jennifer Taylor. Hong Kong is a city of skyscrapers, and downtown, finance rules. The lofty towers packed with Asian headquarters of the world's largest banks. Jennifer Taylor arrives most mornings for work at 7 a.m., walking through the web of skyscrapers to reach her office on the 15th floor.
Good morning.
The early mornings let her get a head start on her inbox. She reads every single email she gets, and it takes some time to think about the day before her conference calls and meetings begin.
I think the ability to handle a lot of issues at one time and knowing when you need to get into the detail on an issue is really, really important.
After that, it's time for meetings. The way this busy executive stays on top of the broad range of issues and offices she oversees.
Hey, Jennifer.
How are you? I don't know whether to say good morning or good evening because I can't remember what it is in San Francisco. I think my role a lot of the time is as a facilitator. So I bring a lot of groups together. So a number of the meetings that I chair or hold are getting groups, cross-line of business, cross-support functions to come together to make a decision, to take action and move on. And Christelle, how's the client project going?
I'm finalizing to finally getting the revenue data.
And so goes the day of a top banking executive. Discussion, decision-making, and distilling lots of information into action.
I think that's what I bring. I can take large volumes of information, summarize them into the key facts, and then encourage and help people to make the right decisions.
Taylor joined Merrill Lynch in London in 1997, armed with a law degree. She has risen up the ranks, eventually becoming general counsel and now serving as Asia-Pacific COO for 5 years.
How would you describe your own leadership style?
I think my leadership style is, I try to build consensus, but if a decision needs to be made, I'm very willing to take the risk and make the decision.
As a female leader, she's in good company at Bank of America. More than 30% of the company's managers are women, but it's not that way everywhere in finance.
Banking is a very male-dominated industry. How long is it going to remain that way?
I think we've made a lot of progress over the last 20 years. I think it's no longer as much the absolute preserve of men as it once was, but I think we still have a long way to go.
If there were more women on boards of major banks, would it have made a difference?
I'm not sure that it would. I think there were some truly extraordinary circumstances that surrounded the global financial crisis that may not have been a big differentiating factor.
But do you think having more female representation on banking boards will change diversity of thinking, leadership styles?
I think we need to have a more inclusive approach in general, not just to boards. So I think if we're truly going to make change, both in the financial services industry and more broadly, we have to have more women in all parts of a company, not just the board.
And the cynical question, why do we need more women in all parts of the company?
I think an inclusive environment where there's a difference in approach and a difference in how to deal with issues ultimately leads you to making better decisions. I myself went to university in Ireland.
In the coming weeks, find out why Taylor thinks mentorship is key to bringing more women into the business.
Okay, everybody.
And how such a busy executive still finds time for family dinners.
I think the secret is learning how to prioritise and knowing what call or meeting is really important. One of the things I do every weekend is go into my calendar and take 4 meetings out the following week, and it works.